Come on over, it's time for Tim Friend.
Hey, welcome back to Tim Friend. I just put a little more energy in that one than I have in the last couple episodes. I'm sorry if I've seemed a little down, low energy. It's because this weekend has been rather long, and I'm recording at the very end of a long weekend. Had a very exhausting yesterday, involving going on a field trip and then going out to LA, which is something that I hate doing because I don't like LA. I'm just gonna come clean with you. I live in LA County, but I don't like going into the city. And we were there to see someone really cool, but gosh dang, like we got out of seeing him, like, suddenly the weekend's looking up. That was a great level by Urk, getting resistance, magic, skill, and speed. It makes him faster, hit harder, and more accurate. Just makes him better in general. Oh, I'm psyched. Excuse me. Psyched about that level up from Urk. It's a pretty big spike in the audio capture compared to how I talk. But yeah, I'm an introvert, as I may have mentioned, and if I haven't mentioned, you might know that about me anyway, just because I'm playing a fucking single-player game by myself in a room, talking to myself like a crazy person, covered in sweat. But yeah, like that, yesterday I had to sort of be in a strange, I had to be around like a high density of strangers, even though like I was still around people that are cool, like my girlfriend and another friend of mine, but it was still like a lot of strangers packed really close together, and the field trips are always stressful because I don't really have any like actual friends in that class, and depressing. So yeah, it's been a long week and weekend, and it's only gonna get longer. So there's gonna be some times where I have to record during the week because I'm gonna go on field trips like over the entire weekend for my major, and it sucks. I'm not looking forward to that. But whatever, I mean, I'm not good at making new friends, but that's what I'm gonna have to do, so that's what I'm gonna do, you know? Like, I'm shy, but sometimes, like, if I can avoid doing something that my shyness makes me very uncomfortable with, then I will avoid it. Like, I will fucking juke that shit to the maximum if I have to. But when it comes down to it, if it's like, alright, you're gonna seriously impair your relationship if you don't do this, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be perfect. Or like if it gets to the point where it's like you will not graduate if you don't take this class, or if you don't pass this class, and if you really want to graduate, because then you can just keep making Tim Friend for the rest of your life. Then I'll bear down. I'll turn into a bear and I'll go down, and I'll do it. I'm not going to be happy about it. This is. As such, because I've got a bunch of field trips this semester, this is probably going to be one of the most stressful semesters of my life. And that's a bummer, but whatever. I mean, I'll get through it. It'll be over in a couple months. That'll be fun. Also had a bunch of fucking group project shit to do this weekend, and that's just going to keep happening. But don't worry, I'm always going to record Tim Friend, always. Yeah, that's how fucking serious I am. I am always going to be recording Tim Friend. No, that's not the literal case, but I like recording Tim Friend. It gives me a little outlet to talk about, sort of vent my passion. Like my passion is like steam pressure, and lets me get it out. Because I like Fire Emblem, but not a lot of people know about Fire Emblem. Like I have a close friend, my girlfriend, and we love Fire Emblem to death. And then I have another close friend, but I don't get to see him very much. And we love to talk about Fire Emblem, but we don't get to see each other very much. So I like to do these episodes because I like venting those passions. I like talking about Fire Emblem. I like playing Fire Emblem. I like showing people why I like Fire Emblem. It's like it's a tactics game, and it's got a lot of personality to it, and it's medieval fantasy, which I love because like I grew up reading a lot of medieval fantasy books, and I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons for fucking 5 years now or some shit, and it's the best. I love playing Dungeons and Dragons and other role-playing games. I shouldn't say limited to Dungeons and Dragons. I had Pathfinder, which is basically Dungeons and Dragons, but any other system as well. I think I just love like turn-based fantasy strategy role-playing games. Like if you can give me one of those, I will play it. I might not play it all the way through just because there might not be, you know, it might not have its hooks entirely in me. But like, that's already a hook. Sorry if you heard that. I've been holding the Wii U gamepad in my gross grime sweat hands, and occasionally I have to put it down because it's so gross right now. I don't mean like the gamepad, I mean just the weather. Oh god, I hope it gets better soon. Whoa, Archer coming in. That's gonna skew things. Hopefully it doesn't fuck me over. As Kent and Sane have been holding the northern end pretty well. Matthew's been doing great against these brigands. With his little knife. Hopefully they stop spawning at some point soon. That'd be a real treat. And then I could get through with this mission. Let's see. Kent still can't double attack on this brigand. But it's okay. Let's see if Sane can kill this man. He can. Wham. God, Sane. I know it's just because he's really over-leveled right now, but he's so good. I love Sane. Just Sane. God, it was an awful joke, and I'm really sorry that I inflicted that on you people. You people. But you know what, I did, and we're just gonna have to move on from there. Florina, God, you need strength. You really do. Hopefully you're gonna get just one more point of strength before we finish Lynn's game. If you don't, then I'll be a little bummed, but you know, geez, she's gaining so little experience from these kills just because she's so fucking over-leveled. I love it though. We're gonna play for Matthew. We're gonna move him away from that brigand fortress because as a thief, he can see through the fog of war better than any other unit. And I gave him a torch, which further increases his vision range. And so we're gonna move him up and use the torch. See what we can see. See what's left. All right, so yeah, you can see that hugely increased our vision. And I think that means that the enemies have stopped spawning, which is very important, but we're still gonna get, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 archers coming in through here, which means we have to play very very cautiously with Kent, or with Kent specifically. He's almost level 3, you know, he's getting there, but he just didn't have the insane amount of kills fed to him as Sane does. In the meantime, we'll start moving Lynn and Urk and Lucius and Florina forward, because they've got a ways to go before they get down here, and they don't enjoy the horseback rides that Kent and Sane get. I mean, I'm sure they would enjoy them, but they don't have access to them, which would be a better way of phrasing it. Looks like Kent's gonna get the level up off that kill, and maybe I just won't use Sane to get that archer. I'll save it for Kent, and we'll just have Kent devour all of those archers up there. Now we're in the the cleanup portion of the mission, and it's sort of tedious. You know, that's why I don't think this was a very well designed map. I think it's sort of designed for you not to know that reinforcements are going to spawn. That was a good level up because he got strength, and luck and resistance never hurt nobody, but they could certainly be better. You're not supposed to figure out that reinforcements are going to spawn from all the forts. You're just supposed to be like, oh, I'll just go right for it. And then they start spawning, you're like, oh no! But if you do know, then it's not a challenge. You just be like, alright, here's a bunch of choke points, I can counter this, I can counter this, I can counter this, I can counter this, and done. And that's not great. I think, I don't know, I'm not a game designer, you know, I want to be. And I'm going to be, but I'm not right now. So, I certainly don't have any experience designing Fire Emblem games, or at least Fire Emblem maps. But I think that Fire Emblem maps should be challenging even if you know what's going to happen. Like, there should be stuff that you know that's going to happen, but you still have to, like, strain yourself. And maybe that's why the Fire Emblem I'm playing in my off hours is really frustrating. Because it is really complex, even if I know exactly what's going to happen ahead of time. Because there's just so much, the shit is just so crazy. Like, it's really hard to counter it, because some of it's random and some of it's not random, but just very difficult to pull off. And I don't know. It's really fun when it works. Like when you're able to fucking deal with its bullshit, it's really great. But when you can't, it's really excruciating. But maybe if you're not like a completionist about Fire Emblem games like I am, maybe it just feels like a game full of secrets, like an NES Mario game. You're just like, oh, what's this? What's this over here? And it's not necessarily frustrating because you don't necessarily feel like you need to get all of the things. You just are sort of going on an adventure. Ah, that's right. I forgot that Eagler over here has some soldiers. We'll save those for Kent. Right now, though, we're going to have Kent roll across the top of the world here. And use the last... He's going to equip his lance, and then use the last hit off that vulnerary. It's a good thing I kept those vulneraries, because Sarah can't be in so many places at once. Other than that, we're just going to keep moving our people to and through the forest, just out of range of those soldiers near Eagler, the boss of this level. And hopefully, next episode, we will take the fight to Eagler and knock him out of his very charming castle. I like it. A little red roof, turrets, a little courtyard in there. I like it. Let's kick the mustache man out of it. Next time on Tim Friend.